So your husband, was he on the flight?
Oh, no, I'm not married.
Who needs men, right? Bloody useless.
Lost is, at its heart and soul, a character study. We're fascinated as storytellers by what makes people the way they are.
On the whole, season 1 was my favorite, where we started to learn about these characters and we started to care about these characters. There were these mysteries that were unsolved and they were tantalizing because there were no answers.
The title Lost was really about how these characters were sort of lost in their own lives, and for us the real mystery of the show wasn't, you know, where is this island, but the mystery of the show was who are these people?
And the first character audiences were introduced to was Dr. Jack Shepard.
These characters, amidst this plane crash, see this man and sort of activated by his desire to save people.
Listen to me. Look at me. You're gonna be okay. Do you understand me? But you have to sit absolutely still.
He is elected as the leader a bit, and he's really reticent and doesn't feel equipped to do that because of all of his issues with his father.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about you stitching up the sack so this girl isn't paralyzed for the rest of her life.
Jack lived in the shadow of his father, Christian.
I know you don't believe in me, but I need them to.
Are you sure I'm the one who doesn't believe in you, Jack?
Although Christian died in Sydney,
That's him.
Jack's issues with his father followed him to the island.
Dad?
It's very rare that you would get an opportunity to play a character over a 6-year arc that has had such an arc.
I'm not a leader.
And yet they all treat you like one.
The experience of playing this guy and going through what he's had to go through and trying to tell his story the very best that I can has been great. It's been an amazing experience.
Excuse me. Do you have a second? I could use a little help here. Look, I do it myself. I'm a doctor, but I just can't reach
Did
it.
you sew that up?
If you wouldn't mind.
Of course I will.
Thank you.
Hey, girl.
Kate Austin appeared to be the girl next door, but she was running from a turbulent past.
You are beautiful.
After killing her abusive stepfather,
Catherine, what did you do?
I took care of you, Ma.
Kate became a fugitive.
Kate's flaws were her, as with most people, I think, her greatest strengths as well. Her spontaneity was killing her all the time. I mean, she didn't think before she moved. She just acted.
Don't run, Kate.
Kate was a murderer, and it's very odd to see people get behind a murderer as much as they got behind Kate.
I didn't do anything.
Oh, yeah, you did. Your mama gave you up, Kate.
She really cared about people on a deep, deep level, so much so that she couldn't help herself from acting out, sometimes stupidly.
She was following you. Like I said, curiosity.
But they were always driven by this really big heart that she has that just desperately wanted to see things be right and good. She's just trying to help Jack. And I think that people sympathize with that.
I want to tell you what I did.
It doesn't matter, Kate. We should all be able to start over.
And I think that's what makes you love her, too.
What do you want for the inhalers?
What do I want? Kiss ought to do it.
What?
Kiss. From you, right now. Nice, huh?
For me, I would love to be Sawyer
Because I'm in love with Sawyer, and I like to take off my shirt and look at myself in the mirror.
How about you come a little closer? Warm me up.
You sure know how to make a girl feel special, Sawyer.
Sawyer is so fun. I mean, he's the handsome rogue, he's dangerous, he's clever, he quips.
There's some good ones.
You sure know how to butter a man up, Stay Puff. It's a gift.
I loved Stay Puff. I thought that was kind of funny in the first season with Jorge, and then Mr. Clean.
All you need's an earring and a mop.
I think that perfectly describes Terry. Lapidas. Hey, Kenny Rogers. Kenny Rogers. What's your problem, Jumbotron?
Shut up, Nick, man.
Touche. It would be a lot of fun to call Hurley nicknames and
say "son of a bitch" all the time.
Say son of a bitch all the time.
Go ahead, give it a shot.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
It's good. Now take your shirt off.
It's a lot of fun to play a salty character, but that has a sense of humor. But I was worried about his survival because he was so hard. Shut up. You want to know what kind of human being I am?
read it.
Dear Mr. Sawyer, you don't know who I am, but I know who you are, and I know what you've done.
Get under the bed. Don't make a sound.
As a young boy, James Ford witnessed his parents' murder-suicide. Brought on when a man called Sawyer made off with everything they had. Revenge became his life's purpose, and he took on the identity of the man he sought.
This letter wasn't written to you. You wrote this letter.
I think that was a major moment, him being found out, you know, what his kind of dark secret is, really put a chink in his armor and allowed his humanity to seep out of that.
I think you've never actually tortured anybody in your life.
Unfortunately for us both, you're wrong.
I was a military communications officer. I fought in the Gulf War.
Are you Air Force? Army?
The Republican Guard.
Saeed Jarrah battled with a dark past.
Guess you have a new skill set you can use.
It immediately spikes your interest. And then you think, you know, is this a gimmick? Why are they doing this? Is this person going to be a human being as opposed to some kind of symbol or something, shall we say, less attractive?
Noor Abed Jassim, I'm going to ask you some questions.
Nobody calls me Noor. Saeed.
What was unusual was that this character was a romantic.
This isn't a game, Nadia.
Yet you keep playing it, Saeed.
Somewhere there's this part of him that is pure, that will allow him to find some kind of redemption.
One of the greatest things about this show is that the writers were smart enough to show us a stereotype and then flip it on its head.
Last week, most of us were strangers.
People of different countries, of different races, of obviously different genders, are trying to figure out how to build a society.
But we're all here now, and God knows how long we're going to be here.
At its core, it still is a story that asks the question, can we all get along?
But if we can't live together, we're going to die alone.
The island held many mysteries, none more significant than the monster that lurked in the jungle.
There it is again.
But there was one survivor who embraced the island and explored it with renewed faith.
Walt, do you want to know a secret?
Finding out that Locke was in a wheelchair was huge.
I didn't know in the first episode or two that we shot that Locke, in fact, had been in a wheelchair.
John.
Before the crash, John Locke suffered a paralyzing fall at the hands of his father. The incident left him a broken man, searching for purpose.
That John Locke that got on the airplane just lived in dreams. He had nothing else, and I think he was almost an invisible man. When I saw the scene when Locke stands up, and it was very moving, that to me told me something about the possibilities for the show. It sort of, my vision went from here to here, you know, just like that.
There are plenty of things on this island we can use for sustenance. And exactly how are we going to find the sustenance?
We hunt. And all of a sudden, the possibility was presented to him that he could be somebody, that he could influence the outcome of events, and that people would actually listen to him. That was hugely seductive. I've looked into the eye of this island, and what I saw was beautiful. I never heard the voice that said, "This is the eye of the island." And you're looking into it, John. But he interpreted it as having a special relationship with the island. He made that. We were brought here for a purpose, for a reason, all of us.
And who brought us here, John?
The island.
I always had a sense, you know, that was going to be a fundamental battle in the show, was the Jack-Locke dynamic.
I think that's why you and I don't see eye to eye sometimes, Jack. Because you're a man of science.
What does that make you?
I'm a man of faith. It was easy for me to relate to all these aspects of Locke. I just want to stay on the island, live in the woods, give people good advice.
It's my birthday today.
At least your birthdays will be close together, you and your baby, and that's good luck.
You believe in that?
I believe in a lot of things. Happy birthday, Claire.
Thank you.